Double bang gold gang, baby. We in here, man. Jersey Niner. Yeah. Yeah, the black color rush. This is old school, like from 2 years ago. But now you see it, man. This is the Vapor Elite. Y'all know how I give it up. You know how I get down. This is the greatest tight end in all of football right now. I don't care nothing about any of the other names that people try to drop. Not as good as my guy. This is his rookie jersey. None other than, you see it, man. You see it. Yeah, and this isn't one of those situations where, you take a Vernon Davis jersey and then you try to turn it into a George Kittle. Nah, this is an actual George Kittle Vapor Elite, you see, with the two stripes. Yeah, we went from the 3 to the 2. And, many people don't understand or know why we did that, but that's because Nike won the contract. They won the auction to supply the NFL with their jerseys, with their merchandise and everything. And what ended up happening was, that was in 2012, so it's a 10-year contract. Reebok had it from '02 to all the way through 2011. When Nike got the contract and started making the jerseys, what they do is they make the jerseys in the sizes for the players, but they send the jerseys in the beginning of the season, so like during the preseason or whatever. And the numbers and everything are already on them. They all send the same exact jerseys, right? But what happens is, once they get there through camp, guys are fighting for spots and everything. So once the roster is solidified and each player has his number for the season, each player tells the team or the organization they have tailors on site, and they tailor make their jerseys however they want them. So whereas with the older jerseys, the sleeves were a lot longer, players started wearing their jerseys a lot shorter. So Nike was sending the Niners their jerseys with the 3 stripes, but as the players were getting them customized, the bottom stripe, a lot of the times, if you look at the 2012, 2013 seasons, even summer 2014, we had 3 stripes, but a lot of times when they were getting the jerseys tailored, the players liked the sleeves a lot shorter. So the bottom stripe would be cut off on a lot of the jerseys. Some would be 2 stripes cut off. And if you look at even like our '94 Super Bowl, for instance, where we had the Wilson Pro line, look at our Super Bowl game-worn jerseys. A lot of them didn't even have the stripes at all, because when the stripes were at like the bottom of the sleeve. So the players Steve Young used to love cutting his jersey so he could have better range of motion with his arms. And when you look at guys like Ricky Waters, a lot of their jerseys didn't have any stripes on them at all. But that's only because they were tailored. So it's the same thing with the 2012, 2013, 2014 jerseys, when our guys were getting jerseys tailored on site after they made the team, and during the season when they would get them cut to fit the way that they liked them fit. They liked them to fit. A lot of the players only had 2 stripes. So what Nike ended up doing with us was they just kept it at the 2 stripes, and they made the stripes a bit thicker than they were. So, this is a Nike Vapor, man. Vapor Elite. I don't do anything else, man. Team issue, game issue, those are the ones I love. Any jerseys I have that aren't team issued or game issued are most definitely, at the very least, the 100% authentics. So prior to 2002, when Reebok took over, they were known as Proline. Proline still exists, but it's not the same. Proline, they're the cheap ones now. And they're just called Proline. They're the NFL's merchandise itself. And so it's not affiliated with like Reebok from 2002 to 2011, or Nike from 2012 to current. It's just the NFL's, and they're like the cheaper ones. And they're not bad. I don't have any beef with the non-authentic jerseys. It's just, for me personally, I just love the cut and the feel of the authentics. Maybe it's because I played ball and it kind of gives me that on the field type of feel to it. But, whatever the case may be, man, you see it. George Kittle, the greatest tight end in football right now. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to those of you who have, reached out and made purchases, who've bought merchandise from me. I truly appreciate you. And I try to show you all that I appreciate you. The jerseys that I have on hand, I never take long to send those out. Custom orders take a little bit longer because the guy I get to customize them, he's very professional. And when I say professional, he actually worked with the manufacturer that used to make the NFL jerseys back in the 90s and the early 2000s, prior to Reebok taking over. So the Reebok takeover, he lost his job, but he still has all of the equipment. He still has the materials, and he does an actual professional job. And when I say professional, I don't just mean that he does a good job. I mean, it's the same exact materials, cut, everything is the same as what the players wore on field. So he lives in California, though I'm here in New Jersey. So the way our relationship even started was I had a jersey that I had gotten. It was an All-Star game jersey, and you know, T.O. is my guy, so I wanted a T.O., could never find one, so I ended up buying it, and I ordered the numbers to sew his number and nameplate on myself. So I went through like a lot of different people, and once I found him and got to know him and got to know his background and saw his work, you know, it started where he just sent me the numbers, and I would take them to get them sewn on by a tailor. But he did such a great job, and I had so many different jerseys that I wanted of different players that I ended up contacting him more and getting new numbers sent. So it got to the point where he was sending me the numbers, and I just having to get them sewn on, it got very expensive. So I actually learned how to sew myself, and you know, got a sewing machine, learned how to sew professionally, which took a while. But I was, you know, just communicating with him and talking to him, because he contacted me like, yeah, you haven't ordered any numbers in a while. And I told him, well, yeah, I just have all of these numbers that you gave me, and I just haven't had the money to get them sewn on. So right now I'm learning how to sew so I can do it myself and do a pretty good job. But that's when he told me, well, look, you don't even have to do that. From now on, I won't send you the numbers. You just send me the jersey, and I'll sew everything on, because it's all the same thing. You know, he puts the measurements into the computer, and he has like the equipment where they laser the numbers from the tackle twill material. So he just puts the design in. So he has all of that figured out and all of that mapped out. And so he puts all the dimensions in there, and it lasers out the numbers. Then he just sets the numbers on the jersey and pushes another button, and the machine does all the stitching and everything. So, you know, I started sending him the jerseys to do that. And I started just sharing them with you good people. And once I started sharing them, I was getting jerseys that nobody else had, because, you know, a lot of them just don't exist. And what I would do is I never, ever, ever get like just a regular random jersey, or I never just contact him and have him use whatever jerseys he can get, like in bulk or whatever. I never do that. I have the actual Pro Line jerseys. So some Wilson Pro Line, Reebok Pro Line, all of our Niners jerseys. So that's how I did it. And so what I would do, for instance, is I would find, let's say, a Wilson Pro Line Jerry Rice jersey, because I already have that. I already have the Jerry Rice and the Wilson Pro Line from, you know, 89, 90, 91, years like that. So what I would do is if I came across another one that was my size or close to my size, I would buy that one. Then when the jersey arrived, I would take a seam ripper. You can find those for $2-3. Sometimes you'll catch them at a dollar store, but a seam ripper. And I would get that, and when the jersey would come in, I would just remove the numbers, remove the stitching, and just take the numbers off. And you have to be very careful when you're doing that. You don't want to rip the jersey. You want to make sure you're only cutting the threads of the numbers. So I would remove the numbers, and, you know, over a period of time, the more jerseys I found, the more I bought. And I would just remove the numbers. So, or if I came across a blank Pro Line, I'd buy those as well. So that's what I started doing. And I have them in different sizes. I have them from different eras. You know, from the sand knit in the 80s to the Russell, also in like the mid 80s, then the Wilson in the late 80s. And we wore Wilson all the way up to 96. 96, that's when we went to Reebok Pro Line. That's when the style changed to the darker red. Then the numbers with the black drop shadow and the gold outline. So yeah, man, I have a bunch of them. So the jerseys that I have made, the ones I put on display and put up for sale, those who've bought them, I send them out, you know, immediately. But then there are some who they order them. I don't have the jersey that they want in their size, so I have to order them. And in order, the way that process is, I send my guy Mike, hold on. My guy in Cali, his name is Mike. So what happens when people order them is I send out the blank jerseys, the blank Pro Line, send them out to my guy Mike in California, and he you know, he sews on the names, the nameplates and the numbers. Then, you know, once he's done, I get them shipped out to whoever orders them. So, yeah, man, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's ordered, man. Neil Boomer, what's going on, my bro? Neil Gomez, he's one of them. He just ordered a 1994 Steve Young. That's the Super Bowl one, the white one. Oh, yeah, so my guy Mike, he just sent me the message earlier. That's all done. I just sent out to my guy Anthony Cortez. I just sent him, he wanted a Steve Young. I got him the, what would you get, 1998 Adidas Pro line. Yeah, man, so, you know, I still have some for sale, so let me know, man. I'm going to actually do a video. I'll probably put it on my YouTube. I'll do a video just showing my collection, and anytime you see any jerseys that you guys want, just ask for them. I'll let you know if it's from my personal collection and if I'm willing to part with it or not. And, you know, even if that's the case, I can, you know, there are some jerseys where I'll say, you know, this is my personal collection here, but what I'll do is I'll just send you mine, then I'll just get mine made. So, you know, I'll get mine redone. So I'm willing to do that as well. I had a, I have a Ken Norton. Well, I had a nice Ken Norton 1996. I love the 1996. Those are the Reebok Pro line. That's from the 50th anniversary year. That was T.O.'s rookie season. Those are pretty hard to come by. Especially the ones from the first part of the year with the bigger numbers. If you look at 1996 jerseys, there are two different kind of styles because there are two different fonts. Earlier in the season, we had the bigger font with the wider numbers and everything. Then middle of the season, toward the end, they started bringing in, you know, the ones with the smaller numbers that came to be the regular numbers that you saw, 97, 98, those. But the ones with the bigger block numbers, I love those because they're just so rare. So I came across a Ken Norton, and an individual who was supposed to buy it, he ended up flaking out. And, you know, that hurt, man. These things aren't cheap, especially if and when I'm getting them customized or whatever. This one just so happened to not be a custom job. It was a real legitimate, you know, pro line. So, you know, he was supposed to buy it and he just never did. So I ended up selling it to someone else who ended up buying it, but I took a loss with it. And it was like as soon as I sold it, I kind of felt bad because I'm like, man, I should have kept that just because the 50th anniversary is just so rare. So I ended up coming across another one. It was like a gift. And when I came across the other one, I bought it. And, you know, an individual asked about it and I was going to send it, which I ended up technically did. I took it, shipped it off, and, you know, the money situation just wasn't right. So I was waiting for the money to hit my account and it just never did. So I ended up canceling. I went through, you know, of course, the website, USPS website, and I ended up canceling the order, which also cost money. So I lost it two ways, in sending it and in stopping it. But then I ended up just going, and that was over the weekend. So on Monday I went and it had gotten back to its origin. I picked it up and I just still have it. And, you know, so I decided to hold on to that. But, you know, that's life, man, and that's business sometimes. But I am on the up and up. I never ever just take anybody's money and, you know, you never hear from me again or anything. I don't do business that way. And the crazy thing is I didn't even get into this to become like a dealer of jerseys at all. I just wanted to share my collection with all of you great people. And with a lot of the jerseys that I have, you know, the true Niners fans know how awesome they are. And that's mainly because they know with most of the ones that people have asked about, they've looked for them at some point and can't find them. So a lot of the things I have are exclusive. I have a lot of dope exclusives, man. I have the Terrell Owens Senior Bowl jersey. It's an actual Senior Bowl jersey too, by the way, 1996. Man, that's just super duper dope. I have T.O.'s rookie jerseys, and again, you can't find those. You can't find them because they really don't exist outside of the ones he wore in the games. And who's to say where those even are at this point? You know, in 1996, not many people knew that he was going to grow to be who he was. So in 96, it's not like they had his rookie jerseys available for sale like that, you know, with the 50th patch and with the wide, big numbers. So I have those, man. Those are like my pride and joy. I'm still kind of debating on what jersey of his I'm going to be wearing to his induction in September. Because yes, I'm flying from Jersey to California, and yeah, it's going down, man. I'll be out there for his induction. Shout out to, again, man, all of my clients. I love and appreciate all of you, and to those who are looking into, possibly getting something from me, man, I welcome that. And we can definitely talk business. So double bang gold gang, man, bang bang Niner gang, we are in here, man. I'm so excited that the season started.